I think I've tuned this guitar in a way that is quite mellow. It might not quite be right, but it's as near as it's going to be. Hello, people. How are you? How are you? Now, I've been to Edinburgh this week. Did I film anything? No, I didn't, because I was just there and back. It just took me all day Monday to get there. And then I did stuff all day Tuesday with meetings and stuff. And then I spent all day Wednesday coming home again. Greetings. Thank you. I hope my road ahead is a nice one too. My road this week has been a tiring one. A very tiring one with lots of travelling. Very much so. But I got my seat. I got on. Last time when I got on, there was a screaming child in my seat and I couldn't get them to move. I couldn't get the parent to even acknowledge me. So they were in my seat for most of the time and I was stuck with it really, and I had to pretend to be friendly to the child. This time a young man was in my seat and he said, "Oh, I'm going to university." It's like, that's nice. I didn't realise that university was actually the stop that he was going to. I was like, oh, well, that is my seat, but I'll sit in this other seat. But then the person whose seat I was in came on and I said, well, she was like, oh, I'll move somewhere else. I'm like, well, no, this is how it's like a domino effect. So he said, I will move then. And the other woman was like, no, I'll sit here. It's like, no, because he's already said that he'll move. He said he'll move. And, I'm like, it is a domino effect. And if it's chaos, because this is a long journey, and by the end of it, if everyone's moving seats and everyone's stressful and everyone's looking around, then who knows where we are? Because presumably this young man actually had a seat of his own that was actually booked, and so he should have sat there in the first place. But it's nice of him to move, but he should have done. And I made sure that the nice lady that she was only on for a couple of stops, and eventually I had the two seats to myself, because when I think just before university or just after, they actually put 4 extra carriages on where you can sit where you want. And so that's fine. They were separated. You couldn't. So they had. We had a dining car, and not that I used it because it's expensive. And they had a trolley that they kept having the announcement. Oh, only cash only, because the card reader's gone, and you can come and walk and get. So they did have refreshments, but not if they didn't have cash. So, I mean, I hope he got his food. I'm not going to wish ill on a person. I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to ever wish ill on well, I might in my heart of hearts, but I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm not going to make it so. I wish the best for everyone. Everyone is the best. Everyone except in my brain I'm going, yeah. But I will say lovely things to you, to your face. I might be thinking it, but I'm never going to say it. No. That's been a bit of a week this week with the whole faff. I'm not going to even talk about that, but you know what happened, and everybody came out of it badly. Everybody was attacked and ashamed, and they should have been, because nobody should have been, and it was bad, and everybody took it upon themselves to attack everybody that was involved, and that was all. I'm not going to say what I'm talking about. It could be anything. Actually, it could be anything, because now I'm thinking about it, that applies to a number of situations this week. This week has been a bit of a week, hasn't it? A bit of a week. This week's been a bit of a week. It's not over yet. Still a couple of hours left, and it could get even worse. Is Sunday the first day of the next week, or the last day of the last week? Is it new week, or is it the beginning? Is it the end of the beginning? Is the beginning of the end? Is the end of the beginning? Is the beginning of the end? Is the end of the beginning? I don't know. Anyway, it's Sunday. Oh. So, yay, Sunday. So, yeah. Been a bit of a week, hasn't it? So, interesting times. Yes, really interesting times. Yes. Curses Curse you for interesting times. I like interesting times as long as I'm not involved in them. But we all are. We all are interesting. We are all interesting. Even if we're boring, we're still interesting. We don't want to be interesting. Let's have a little rest. Yes. Hello, Philip. Hello, Philip. Hello. Yes, good evening. Sorry, I didn't see you. The way that this little tiny phone is, the text pops up and then it disappears. So hello, all the people that are here, of which there are 2. So that's Philip and Arafingal. There might be more by tomorrow. Sometimes I get as much as 4 people. Sometimes even fewer. That sounds quite nice, isn't it? That sounds like the start of some sort of western. Or who song? Who? I don't know. Who are you? Who are you? Yes. Don't know. Yeah, I was thinking of Tommy yesterday for some reason. Why was I thinking of Tommy yesterday? I don't know. The whole, yeah. Yes. Pinball wizard has to be a twist. He's a pinball wizard. Such a supple wrist. That's the wrong chord. That started off, some of the chords might have been the right chords there. I don't know. I've never studied it, or music, or anything. I've never studied anything. I know nothing. I am an ignoramus. An ignoramus is like a hoppy pippy hippopotamus. An ignoramus is like a hippopotamus with an egg and a ra. Rah, rah, rah. Yes, hippopotamus. I'm an hippopotamus. Yeah, this has been a nice week. I've met some people that I knew I'm some of the people that are involved in the organisation that went up to Edinburgh for. I turned out I've met new people, I think, but no, I've known them for ages and ages. In fact, one of them is the child of somebody that used to follow me way back when. Don't know whether they still do. Small world, isn't it? Small world, isn't it? And actually, I did a gig for them years ago, like in 2012, 14 years ago. But didn't make the connection. You do this as you meet people in the wrong. It's just very difficult. If you're in a different situation, it's out of context. You don't. So it turns out that one of the people that's in this is the child of somebody that I already knew that from ages ago. So that's good. and they said, I was like, I can't remember how I know you. I know that I did this gig and somebody recommending me for this gig, and they were like, is that my dad? I was like, oh, it could have been. I don't know. I'm just like, hopeless. So if any of you have any relatives that you introduce me to, be aware that in 10 years' time I'll be completely oblivious as to how I know anyone. Really, really. I recommend you too. I recommend you. I recommend you. I recommend all of you. Yes. March towards March. March toward madness. March towards March. It's March for at least 30 days. 30 days, half September, April, June. No, 30 days, half September, April, June, and November. All the rest are 31, except for February, which is finished, even though I thought it was still on. My mum, I bought my mum a calendar, a sort of country file charity calendar. I thought, ooh, it didn't come until the middle of November. January. I didn't order it till the beginning of January because she's like, I didn't get a calendar this year. Normally somebody gets me a calendar. And then I had gone into a shop and I thought, should I get Mum a calendar? And I thought, no, because somebody else will get her a calendar and then my calendar will be defunct, useless, hopeless. Nobody will want my calendar because there'll be probably a lovely calendar of local scenes or her grandchildren, or just friends and family or something that will trump my wonderful calendar that I'd spent time on. So I didn't get one. And then it turned out that nobody else did either. So she's like, nobody bought me a calendar. So I bought her a calendar. I sent for it and it eventually came. And it's got pretty pictures of nature and things like that on it. Anyway, she turned the page and went, it's March now. I was like, no, it's not. She's like, it is. I was like, is it? Well, the calendar says so. But I'm like, oh no, March is February over already. This year is going very quickly. It's just disappearing. Time. Talking of time, my dad made me get a bunch of watch batteries because we got a bunch of old watches. I don't know where they came from. Various relatives that left them behind because nobody wanted them. Anyway, these two, that he put a battery in this, and I was like, I'll put a battery in this. The trouble with this is the hands. There's no numbers on it, and my eyes are bad, so I'm like, I can't tell what's that. I was like, is this made of silver? I think it might be silver plated, actually. It's got no markings on it. It's got like 3 little dots on the back, and I looked that up and it said, that's silver plate. But then that was the AI saying that. AI knows nothing. I was just watching a video just before this where the AI chatbot told somebody that poison hemlock was edible and they should eat it, and they're like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because I don't think it is. Are you sure this isn't poison hemlock? AI stupid. And the AI stupid went, it's definitely not. You should eat it and grow it in a children's garden. And then she was like, I don't think so. Because fortunately she realised that it was poison and she shouldn't eat it. But these are the things that I worry about. AI is a load of old rubbish, a load of old codswallop, destroying everything, including people. Not even passively anymore. Not even passive. Not even just because of the fact that it exists. The fact that it exists is destroying things, but now also it's actively trying to do it. And, there's been a few AI companies in the news for trying to do the right thing and being shamed of, and avoided, shunned and avoided, and being banned from contracts above it. It's like, all right, well, that's a start, I suppose, but well done you for trying to do the right thing. But the really right thing is to not run an AI company in the first place. I put a video this week where I posited, I don't know whether I'm being stupid or whether I'm being ever so clever. The way to, you can't copyright things on that you've put into AI. You can't copyright something that's created by AI. You just can't, because they've basically ripped off everyone else, and it's not your creative copyright. So if you have that, an AI bot that can create, because somebody said that they had created a computer program with AI. I was like, that's fraught with, but somebody actually in real life said, one of the people this week, that wasn't on it's just an acquaintance, somebody that I met anyway this week. And they're making things with AI. They're making apps. And I suddenly thought, you can't copyright those, but you could make AI come up with an AI. And then you've made AI redundant, totally redundant. Now, that's what they've done to everyone else. Everybody's redundant. Why not make it itself redundant? Now, is this stupid? And everyone's like, I can tell you're not technical, they commented. I can tell you're not technical because you couldn't do that. And this is the reason why. I'm like, don't tell me the reasons why. Tell me the reasons why not. Why not? Anyway, I look rough, don't I? Rough because I've had a week. I've had a week of travelling back and forth and feeling like takes me about 3 days to get over all the travelling. I'm like, I'm travel sick, and I'm still travel sick. Travel sick, and my eye was all itchy too because I didn't change my contact lenses. There's supposed to be 2 weekly ones, like 2 weekly ones. No, every 2 weeks. And I think I've left it longer than that. But then I realised that ages ago I bought enough supply. I was like, oh, that'll last me till March. I will not have to buy any more for ages and ages. And then the calendar says it's actually March. So I'm like, oh no, I've only got 2 left. I had better order some more. It's like, no, they cost money. What shall I do? Oh, they cost money, but I better get them because otherwise I might damage my eyes. Not that my eyes are. I'm like, I can't see anything with these in. I can see far away with these contact lenses, but I think they might be the wrong prescription because close up I'm like, I can't see anything and I have to move my contact lens out of the way so I can see things. Like I was playing a stupid little merge dragon game and I was like merging the things. I was like, oh, this little fan turns into, oh, this little, I don't know. There was like a little icon, a tiny icon, and if you merge it, it turns into what looked like a blob that looked like a sort of dog's paw. I'm like, why is it turning into a dog's paw? And then when I took my contact lenses out for the night, and I was like, oh, that's not a dog's paw, that's a pair of ladies' gloves. Ladies' gloves. Gloves for somebody. Pretty gloves. Pretty silk gloves. Anyway, I played this game all night and I didn't get the sleep. I was like, I better merge all these merging things before the time runs out so I get all my prizes. And I was like, yay. Oh no, I didn't get any sleep. And then I was like, oh well, I will sleep in the morning. But then my dad was like, can you make us breakfast? I feel ill. So I had to get up and make breakfast for somebody else, like I'm Cinderella or something, or that woman out of Bridgerton. That was like Cinderella story plus Little Mermaid, and that was basically a composite of all those stories. What was her name? I can't remember. She was a woman that was in Bridgerton, and her name was somebody. I can't remember what anybody's called in Bridgerton. I know that the Bridgerton siblings have got alphabetical names. That makes it easier. And the second, somebody got married to somebody called Kate in the second series. And there's a Penelope. Yeah, and there's some other people. I don't know. I did watch it. I can't remember anything about this series at all. It's just like, oh, why am I watching this? Blur. It's nostalgia. Nostalgia for the old days. No, because obviously it's hokum and it's not really historically correct. No, it's nostalgia for Christmas 2021 when I couldn't get back. Was it that Christmas? No, it was Christmas 2020. Which Christmas was it? Christmas 2020. Was that it? Which is the one that I couldn't get back home? I think it must have been Christmas 2020. Yeah, Christmas 2020, where I wasn't feeling very well, and I watched Bridgerton, and I walked around and around the house with Bridgerton. I was like, I'll do some exercise because we can't leave the house. So I had it on a little tablet, and I was like walking back and forth, pacing back and forth. So I was watching it. Why am I nostalgic for that? That's a bad memory. It's like, oh no, that was awful. And then, because I was very ill on Christmas Day, so it must have been before Christmas Day or after Christmas Day. Maybe it was after Christmas Day, and I watched it the day after, because I know on Christmas Day I was very ill, and I was ill the whole day, and I did make Christmas dinner for me and Ollie. Hello, Ollie. And that was it. And then we watched Soul on Disney. which was a premiere, and that was fun. I felt a little bit better in the evening, but not greatly. That was horrible. So nostalgic for nothing. Nostalgic for being miserable. Makes me miserable. Bridgerton is a miserable show. Oh my goodness me. I honestly can't remember anything about it. I just watched it. It's just like, who was it? Bridgerton, season 4. Cast. Bridgerton, season 4 cast. So yeah, that's a thing that I watched. Hooray. That was the end of that. So don't have to watch it again because now it's done. Daphne Do. She's not even in the cast list. That's not very helpful. She's all the way down. Where is she? This is interesting. All the way down. No, can't see her. She's not even in the cast. That's ridiculous, isn't it? Anyway, so that's what I saw this week. Peter, Daphne, Benedict, Francesca, Sophie. That was her name. She is there. Sophie. I've got a cousin called Sophie, and I didn't even remember that name. What am I like? Sophie. I think it's because I've got a cousin with that name that it's just like, no, that's not my cousin. My cousin's French. She might be French. I don't think she is though. Oh gosh, my cousin Sophie Bashy. Nah, not Sophie Bridgerton. I don't think so. Maybe my cousin Sophie married somebody called Bridgerton when I didn't notice. I don't not kept up with my French cousins because they speak a different language. And they're in France, especially since like all lockdown and stuff. It's just like the last 5 years, 6 years, everything. It's just like, what? None of it exists. I think we're all in the afterlife. I think this is the end times. We're all just. I've just suddenly realised that is glowing. I'm hoping it's not a radium watch. It's glowing in the dark. I think it probably isn't because a radium watch probably wouldn't need a watch battery, would it? Let's look on the bright side, because otherwise that's not great. It's just a glow in the dark. Glow in the dark isn't always radium. That's fine. I am assuming that they stopped making them by the time that they had standard watch batteries, because I have got some watches where you wind them up. A golden watch I got in Ross-on-Wye. When I worked in Ross-on-Wye, there was a little second-hand shop next door to where I worked. And I went in and I bought this watch. I thought, that's a pretty watch. It was like 20 quid. And I was like, but it's a bit broken. So I took it to the, did I tell you about this? I took it to the people and they mended it. I took it to the optician. They didn't take it to the optician. I took it to the jewellers and they said, hey, you have to pay. I said this last week, didn't I? Anyway, I had to pay extra for it, even though it turned out to be a gold watch. Did I say this? I said it to somebody. I can't remember who I'm talking to anymore. I can't remember the person that I met this week that I'd met before. I knew that I'd met them, but I couldn't remember why. I remembered the circumstance, but I couldn't really remember why. But now I do. And I can't remember whether this is a radium watch. This is probably it. The radium watch. It's affected me. Now I can't think anymore. Oh, I tell you what, though. I saw a shiny thing on the floor. A tiny, shiny, sparkly thing. Sparkles on my carpet. And I stuck my finger on it. I thought, that's a little bit of tinsel or something. And then I went, it's like a little tiny diamond. It might just not be a diamond. It might just be like a rhinestone or something, because this one's got like rhinestone things in it. I'm assuming they're not diamonds. But it was a tiny, what I'm going to say is a diamond. So I put it in a little bag and looked at it and went, yes, it's not just a random bit of glass. I think that is a diamond. Or an approximate equivalent. So why would somebody bother making something so small that if it's not a diamond? Because Yeah, this is it. When there's very small jewelry and it looks precious, I go, well, it must be real. Because why would somebody make it so small unless it's real? But that's not how it works. People make it small so that you think it must be real. That's it. So it's a wee Cimmerillion. Yes, yes, yes. Maybe it's tiny little diamond in the rough. A shiny little diamond on my floor. I thought if I stood on that, then I would have diamonds on the soles of my shoes. Except I am barefoot. There I would have diamonds in the inside of my foot, on the actual soles of my foot, not in the shoes, but in my foot, and that would hurt. Which is bad because also when I came back from Edinburgh, I got an itchy foot and I rubbed it, and I've got a big scabby scab on it now. And also, the last day in Edinburgh, I was helping somebody to their taxi that they needed help. They had mobility issues. So I helped them to their taxi and then went back to see the other people that were waiting in all bar one it was. And I was like, yeah. It was in this little, this little square in, on Lothian Road. That's it. And so I scampered back. I was like, la, 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 running. It was dark. Running, la, 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 la. And what I didn't realise is that there's a flat bit and then there's a sort of like a lip of a pavement that you can't see in the dark. You can't see, you probably couldn't see in the light. It's very badly designed. There's also like these weird steps that go down with no railing. They're like steps that go down into a sort of hole. So it's really dangerous. And anyway, I skipped and I sort of leapt into the air and I twisted my ankle. So I had to have some ice, which fortunately I was in a bar, so they had ice. And I had to put my foot up and put ice on it. And fortunately, because I twisted sort of both of my ankles in the last couple of years, I've fallen off the pavement and I've twisted them quite badly. So this happened again. I was like, no! And somebody said, no good deed. And I'm like, yes, I was thinking that. But because I'd just done a good deed, and I was probably thinking to myself smugly, ha, you've done a good deed. And then I was punished for thinking such a thing, because you should just do good deeds and not think about, I will get my reward for being smug. I'll be smug now. And I got a twisted ankle. Unfortunately, though, it's not feeling too bad now. So I don't think I sprained it or anything. It was just a little bit sort of raw and sort of, I mean, it hurt a little bit, but I immediately thought this isn't like the other two times. It's not. I don't think it's gonna. I mean, maybe the ice helped, but I don't think it's gonna be terrible. So I twisted my ankle this week. I went to somewhere that isn't this place, and then I came back, and now I've got a big scab on my foot, and I feel like hell. Yay! So that's been good, but my life is probably better than most people's lives at the moment because everybody's life is bad. It's all gone horribly wrong, isn't it? I hope everybody has a nice time. I hope things work out for you, whatever your working out might be. I hope that everything's good for you. I hope that you will see that I am wishing you the best. Genuinely. And I will leave you with this last note. Be excellent to each other. Oh, that's plagiarized. Like I'm Beachy P or something. And I've just plagiarized somebody else's work and passed it off as my own and got it ever so slightly wrong. Be excellent to each other. Yes. Oh, well, good. Dory, wish her well. It was her birthday the other week, I think. Hey, Chase, how are you? Yes. So, hey, Chase. Hey, Aaron Fingal. Hey, Philip. Hey, anyone else that's here? It just says 3 people. If there's more than 3 people, then I don't know about them. So, thank you very much for joining me. It's been lovely, and thank you, and I will see you again next week. Thank you. Bye bye.